And I'm joined on our set here at the convention by Michael Chong. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for being here. All the ballots are effectively in. There might be some voting here over the weekend. Where do you think you are here? There's so many possibilities, so many mathematical permutations here between first and second choices and third choices and fifth choices and riding weightings. What do you know as much as you can for certain about where you stand?
Well, what we do know is that when Canadians are polled about who they would favor as Conservative Party leader, when average voters have been asked that question, I've been consistently in the top position or in the top two positions. So we think party members are going to think about that and have thought about that as they made their vote. Our guess is that we're in the top 3 or 4 campaigns going into this final vote.
So what's the path to victory? What do you think needs to happen for Michael Chong to end up on top?
Well, we have to place well on the first ballot. If you don't place well on the first ballot, somewhere in the top 5 or 6 campaigns, there's no path to victory. So we're cautiously optimistic that we're in the top 5 or 6 campaigns, and we can grow from there.
You made a pretty bold move to promote a carbon tax,
yeah.
Support a carbon tax, while the rest of your rivals, and effectively most of the party, it would seem, is shooting it down. Are you still convinced that was the right way to go and that'll pay off with party members?
I do. I think at the end of the day, you have to campaign on the things that you believe in. And I respect the decision of the Conservative Party members this weekend. It's up to them to make the decision about who the party leader will be. I've put my best foot forward. We put our best ideas forward. At the end of the day, it's up to them to make that decision. We believe that our vision for the party, though, is the vision to take on Justin Trudeau and win in 2019.
What difference do you think it made when Kevin O'Leary dropped out of the race and endorsed Max Bernier? Do you believe that worked in your favor?
I think it worked in a lot of campaigns' favor. I don't think his supporters are going to go to any one candidate. I think they're going to scatter across many of the campaigns. I know that because a number of his organizers and supporters joined our campaign. I think that what the most important signal that his decision to withdraw from the race gave was that if you can't speak French, you can't be party leader. And the second message that his decision to withdraw gave was that the race is truly wide open. He didn't believe that he had a path to victory. And so I think his withdrawal from the race signaled that it's really anybody's guess as to who could win this leadership race.
What do you think the big challenge is for the party leader?
I think the big challenge is to grow our tent. I think we need to reach out to millennial voters, 80% of whom voted against us in the last election. They now constitute the single largest voting bloc of voters coming up through the ranks. They're a bigger voting bloc now than seniors. I think the other challenge we have is re-earning the support of immigrant communities that we not only lost in the last election, but that we've lost during this campaign. I think we also need to earn the support of urban voters. We are shut out of many of the country's largest cities where the vast majority of Canadians now live.
Spoke to CPAC O'Brien, who says he's looked at the party member list. He says his reading of the party member list is that about 10% of them are immigrant Canadians, which he says is a big drop of the 260 now that have joined that are now members of the party. He's really lamenting that, and you've campaigned as the son of immigrant parents, and said, look, you know, this is really where the future for the party lies, and I'm curious to hear you tell me more about whether you think you made up ground or as a party or lost ground in the last 13 months of this campaign.
Well, as a campaign, we believe we made up ground. We think we brought in the vast majority of visible minorities into the party as new members. We believe that we're the campaign that reflects their dreams, their hopes, their aspirations. So our campaign is the campaign that really campaigned to build a much bigger tent that includes all Canadians, regardless of their race, their religion, their creed. I'm very happy with the campaign we ran, and we're optimistic about the results that will take place this weekend.
Right, but the party as a whole, how concerned are you that you've lost ground and will have trouble making it up? Well, and I guess that depends on who the leader is and how active the leader is in trying to build some of that support back up in immigrant communities.
Well, regardless of the results this weekend, regardless of who wins, myself included, I think the next leader has a big job ahead to re-earn the support of immigrant communities. I think we lost that support in the last election. I think we lost that support during this campaign, the new membership numbers notwithstanding. And we have a lot of work ahead of us to re-earn that support. So I believe strongly that that's one of the critical factors to success in 2019.
Everybody talks about Mr. Bernier as the front runner. Would you be happy to be in a party with Max Bernier as the leader?
Absolutely. You know, Maxim brings big ideas to the table. I've strongly disagreed with some of the big ideas that he's put forward, but at the end of the day, he believes in them, and that's what a leadership race is about. I brought forward ideas that have also generated debate and discussion, some for, some against. So I think that's important. We have to renew our party. I think one of the big risks we face as a party is the status quo. What worked for us in 2015 or 2011 won't work for us in 2019. Our party needs to change, it needs to grow, and I think campaigns like Maxim's and myself represent that change.
All right, Michael Chong, good luck. Good to speak with you again.
Thank you.